I can't remember if I even told you guys this one. This is like 3 weeks ago. I got a sandwich again for my wife because this Subway is starting to scare the crap out of me. And there was just an insane man ordering a sandwich who had them toast his sandwich like 4 times. And he was like, "Did you toast it again? Did you toast it again?" Then they said, "What do you want on the sandwich?" And he said, no meat, no dairy. Subway should be friends with the animals. Moo moo sacred. Moo moo sacred. And then he put his hands together like in a prayer and was like bowing at the people that were making the sandwich, who was just like a 17-year-old girl who was clearly like very uncomfortable. You ever end up in one of those situations where you're like, oh no, if shit pops off, I'm expected to be like the the Mark Wahlberg?
Or like, what's his face? Viggo Mortensen in History of Violence. You
Yeah,
just grab the
yeah.
coffee pot and just smash it on his face.
I was like, oh shit. It's one insane middle-aged man, and then like 2 teenage girls in the subway, and then one 33-year-old guy who is at least relatively normal. I'm like, oh shit. This is my Mark Wahlberg moment. Anyway, it was totally fine. But then they were like, "Do you want a bag?" And he was like, "No bag. Bag is a scam. Subway's a scam. This whole place is a scam." But he's still like paying with his card at the same time. And then it was a very hostile like sandwich order. It did sound like Twitch chat if Twitch chat was human. What did he get on his sandwich? I don't know, but he was really trying to convince them to never sell meat at Subway again. He seemed very convinced that was the secret. I'm like, brother, there's already no meat at Subway. Didn't you read that CBC report? One deluxe, one apple, please. Any reason the stream's so heavy with Mark Wahlberg references? Well, yesterday was a ceremonial day, and because I follow people on Twitter who have no decorum, that means I got to see a lot of tweets of the quote that Mark Wahlberg said about September 11th, where he said if he was on that plane, there was no shot they would have actually been able to hijack it. Let me find the exact quote so I'm not slandering him. Mark Wahlberg says he wouldn't have let a plane crash into the World Trade Center on September 11th. In an interview with Men's Journal, noted publication, some of the best interviews, I believe David Frost interviewed Richard Nixon for Men's Journal back in the 70s. The contraband actor, who was actually scheduled to be on one of the planes that crashed, said, "If I was on that plane with my kids, it wouldn't have went down like it did. There would have been a lot of blood in that first class cabin, and then me saying, okay, we're going to land somewhere safely, don't worry." Why did he have to say first class cabin? I didn't assume that you flew coach. You didn't have to add in the first class part. I'd never expect to waddle my way back to seat 38J and be like, holy shit, you'll never guess who I'm sitting next to. The guy from Contraband. The quote is from a section of the interview that covers Wahlberg's maturation from bad boy Marky Mark to, as George Clooney puts it, a really interesting man who has mellowed but still retained his toughness. Interviewer Eric Hedegaard asked Wahlberg about a bar brawl he once got into. The actor replied, "When you put your hands on me, it's a problem." Oh, man. You know what I got to say to that? You know what would have happened if I was in the first class cabin in one of those planes? I would have crapped my pants, and then I would have said, "Cool borders!" And then I probably would have had a heart attack and died, is my guess. Okay, I lost my train of thought here. The One Piece. Okay, you know what? We're the slash marker. That's the end of that. Good sap, though. This weekly is actually, it honestly is good for killing time. I'll tell you, if I was in this lobby with my kids, it wouldn't have gone down like that. There would have been a lot of blood in that tier 5 shop. And then I would have said, don't worry, we're going to land somewhere safely with 10 wins. You know what's crazy to think about, though? If that shit actually went down and he saved a plane full of people, he would actually be probably like the biggest hero in America, even to this day. Like, if that had happened and you made fun of Mark Wahlberg for something like, I don't know, being in date night, people would be like, yo, but he saved all those people, though? Where were you on that fateful day? I was in 7th grade. We'd forgive him for shooting Jeter. You were supposed to shoot A-Rod. Why couldn't you shoot A-Rod? For the admins, that's a quote from the Mark Wahlberg movie, the other guys. As much as I should hate Mark Wahlberg, I actually don't. I think I don't know, there's something wrong with the human brain. I'm like, he's so charismatic though. I know he did a lot of messed up stuff and continues. I mean, I watched by accident, basically, just due to circumstance, one episode of not Wahlburgers, but the show where somehow he's the main character of the pandemic. He's like trying to launch the world's greatest t-shirt brand, and then a bunch of people get COVID, and he's like, this is the hardest thing I've ever gone through in my entire life. The whole episode that I watched was just him yelling at people over the phone to like cure an illness that has only recently been discovered, and that's why it's called the novel coronavirus. Even still, like, I watched the show and I was like, this is the worst episode of television I've seen in my entire life. It's a bunch of like insanely wealthy people talking about how hard life is because of this thing that only affects their t-shirt brand. But I was still like, you know what? I still like him. It's a flaw in the human mind. If he was in the lab, it would have gone down differently. Absolutely. Absolutely true. You can just say you don't like him. I mean, I don't like him, but like, if someone was like, that movie's got Mark Wahlberg in it, though, I wouldn't know what to say. I wouldn't know whether they're trying to say that that means we should go see it or whether we should never see it. He's been in some good movies, man. The Other Guys, The Departed, Daddy's Home 2. He did also blind a person. It's true. You have to take the bad with the good, no doubt about that. The Martian. Yeah, he was great in The Martian. He played Mars in that movie, I think. What is the good? Boogie Nights. Boogie Nights is the good. I think it's noble, though, that if he was there, he would have saved all those people. I'm just being honest. I probably would have just been really scared. I think I would have been, like, paralyzed. You think about that sometimes, like, when you... Well, at least when I was scared of flying, and this is an aside within an aside, I hope that the next time I fly, I haven't regained my fear of flying just because I haven't flown in over 3 years now. Like, I'm gonna be really pissed off if I get on like a 10-hour flight and then, you know, my kidneys just secrete a bunch of adrenaline. I'm gonna be like, we talked about this. Planes like almost never crash. But I'm pretty sure that I would do some pathetic stuff if I thought I was gonna die in a plane crash. I'd be like, I've only got like 5 minutes to live. Search through the in-flight console for the movie I want to see the first 5 minutes of before I die, and then I'm using the fast forward. It's going ×2 speed, and I'm like, that's not fast enough. I'm not gonna make it to the scene I wanted. Then I'm on ×16, and I'm like, it's the end credits, and then I would probably hypoxia would take over, and I would slip away painlessly as the fuselage hurtled towards the canyon or something. But where's Morbius? Why are you running all these ads for Asante Wealth Management? It's the 5th movie I've watched on this damn airplane. I don't need to see the ad again. You want another insane take? They should run different ads on the in-flight entertainment system based on whether you're in economy or first class. Dude, we're fighting. Can you relax? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. You got shot with a Dragunov. You got shot with a Dragunov, dude. Okay. Hold on. There's only 2 gamers. It's me and the king of the gamers. Drink your juice. I'm getting the fuck in there. Ooh! Pay out the believers, baby! Pay them out. Pay them out. Soon as that sniper shot landed, I had the gamer juice in my veins. I knew it was over. Oh, man. 3rd Battle Royale dub of the day? Holy cow.